It's your girl Tay, and you are now listening to TayeTalks. Welcome back, welcome back. If you are joining me again after listening to episode 2, Has Everything Changed? If you are new here, I welcome you to all our future talks in today's talk as we talk about, are you ready to break through? Are you ready to break through? Today, I want to share a little bit about me, a little bit about what, I went through, my experiences, and how you can prepare for your breakthrough. And if you feel like you are already going to that point, I am going to help you today. Just, give that motivation. Give that thing that's going to get you through it. So let's just get started. So today, I have this question that was asked, and it's been on my mind since it was asked, just because I've been through it. So the question was, how do you heal from something you're still going through? I don't think that is like the most easiest question to answer. It's like, yeah, I can talk and tell you, but if I could, I would give you my heart and my mind, just so you could feel and understand, so it hurt that bad anymore. And lately, it feels almost as if like I've been fighting to make that breakthrough. My heart has been heavy. I heard, I was watching this video of this guy. I cannot remember his channel or what it was, but he said, save for your aha moment. And I think it was like a finance video, because I've been really like heavy on finances lately. So he's like, save for your aha moment. And at the time hearing it, I was just like, oh, crap, I gotta save. Because I wasn't sure when the aha moment was gonna happen. But it happened. Like, the aha moment happened, and I just so happened was able to save up just enough for it. So thanks, guy, whoever you are. But that aha moment, I've went through it. I'm going through that currently, and I am at the most creative, high energy that I've ever been, and it feels good because I'm confident. But I'm also growing confidence in my craft, and what I want to be creative in. So I guess this is why this question is really big on me, is because I am healing through it. And the odd way I had to heal through it wasn't the best odd way. It hurt. It hurt bad. It felt heavy, and it's almost if I couldn't get out of it. It felt like I would be there forever. And in my recent times now, I've experienced some things where I can finally see what was causing most of what I was going through to not heal, to where I can get through it. And I realized that I was basically still going through it. I'm healing through it. I acknowledge the fact that I am still hurting at a point within my journey of spirituality, getting closer to God, or finally coming to know who God is, and just how God works. So within that, hearing this and experiencing what I just went through, it hurt. And I didn't really, in the moment of, being the light, or thinking that I'm the light in the situation, it still hurt in the end. Like, it still hurt the same way as if it would if I was dark. So I realized that most of it was passed down from generations and generations before. And though I don't have a lot of like credible evidence, for the times before of, what I have present now in my lifetime, which is my mom's mom. It's like the farthest I can go, and then like just my dad's mom. I don't really have like a big space between that time where I can, I can't give you more than past that. Is basically what I'm saying, because this is all that I've learned from here that's with me. So I don't really have, much I can go back into history of. So I'm catching up. But I came to realize that most of the problems that I've had, or most of the things that I've experienced, had already been experienced before through people that are the closest to me. And finding that out hurt at a point, because it's almost like, you've been through this before. Why not tell me? But then at the same time, I came to realize that it was told to me, but just not in the way that I would take it ideally, or how a person would take it ideally. But it was told to me, but it was told to me in ways of expression, of feelings, anger, and all those things. And I adapted to that, and I inherited just that. Like I didn't know how to feel, or how to, I guess, be comfortable with the fact that feelings were a thing, and then it was gonna happen. But that, I feel like that still has a lot to go from, what I actually had to work through from my own creator. And now, like, being a creator, I can see why all of it is like hurting so bad from every angle. Doesn't matter like who it is. It doesn't matter if it's like uncle, cousin, auntie. It doesn't matter. Like I can kind of like see it, and it doesn't make what I have been going through hurt anymore, because I have acknowledged the karma and the curses that are here, but I don't see them how I used to. So I'm more willing to acknowledge the fact that this is happening and I want to get through it. So at a point, I kind of just start to accept people for their karma, like what they are, what they come with. Just like whatever light and darkness that you're experiencing within you, I accept it. Because in a way, it's like I only can see a reflection of myself because I've already experienced it. However, I can acknowledge that I don't have to yell, I don't have to fight, I don't have to be jealous, I don't have to challenge you to still grow and move on and break through. I can still heal in this process. I don't have to do it in a way that, causes problem. So just the thought of that, and still being in that, I'm still going through what I was going through as a kid, minus certain situations. However, the ultimate like family problem, the family hurt, or the family burden is still there. And in a way, it feels like you can mend it together just by praying about it. But then I've also realized, like, outside of that, like, how to actually break through is not just saying, God, help this person, help this person. It's not like that. It's literally like acknowledging your light and darkness within you, seeing a reflection of yourself and others, and adjusting. Because who would want to bring more pain or more hurt onto themselves? So how do you heal from something you're still going through? Realize you have a problem and solve it. Stop looking through yourself through everybody else's expectations. Stop feeling like you have to hold all the past and all your mistakes. Let them go. Learn from them. Write it down if you have to, document it if you have to, do something, find something to release it. Give your authentic self a chance to say, hey, I am here, I'm alive. For example, it's just like a girl, right? Putting a weave in, sewing in your hair. You braid down the hair, you done built the foundation. Boom, 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 boom. You got the weave, you got the product, you got the thing that's going to make it pop. You got the thing that's going to make you feel good. You put it in, make it look good, and then boom. It's messed up. You got to take it out. However, that's okay. It's okay. Because you tried. And you did what you did. It messed up, you could do it again. It messed up, you could do it again. Over and over and over again. So it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to feel like the odd one out. It's okay to feel like you're being left behind. It's okay to have people, in the back of your mind thinking, this person talking about me. 9 times out of 10, it's true. It's true. But you don't have to look at it in the way that you think you should look at it. If it doesn't make you feel good, get rid of it. So if that thought and that thing doesn't feel good, filter it. Do something different with it. That's how you break through in the midst of still going through it. You have to look at life ultimately like a game. Like I just realized this today. I was out, I was getting something to eat, right? And I was like looking at the building and I was like, man, that building looks so small. But then I thought to myself, like, dude, that building looks like a building in like a Sims game or something. And I used to love Sims. Like I used to play Sims 24/7. Well, not 24/7, but when I did get the chance to play, it was lit. But I realized what was like associated to me playing it today. And I was like, wow, dude. I was imagining myself to wish that was my world. Like I was in it. And I was like, I could do the same thing here. I could literally do the same thing here. All I have to do is be in it. All I have to do is control what I can control. I had the controller in my hand playing this game, playing Sims. Click, 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 click. And I'm just now realizing today that I was literally just trying to imagine myself in a world that I wanted myself to be in, and I was controlling every movement, every sim. You do this, you do this, you do this, you do that. Even if it didn't really matter who done what, Eventually I kind of like got used to a certain character, but I realized like, man, life is like a game. You control what you can control and keep building. But then I also realized like within our generation, within all the pain, that's like, we're so far behind, man. Like we're so far behind in the game. It's because you're trying to control something that's outside of your control when it comes to family and when it comes to pain. You have to like go back and look at school when they taught us stuff like this in school. They was mentioning stuff like who, what, where, when, and why. You have to like break those things down and what you've been through. You have to like dissect it so you can realize that there is a problem so you can solve it. Because if you keep thinking in your mind that they're all issues, you're never gonna solve a problem because you're not giving yourself a problem to begin with. So you have to apply yourself in all ways. You have to apply yourself to yourself. You can't get lost in everybody else's life. You can't keep trying to see life through everybody else's perspective and lens. You have to give yourself permission to do it your way, how you know how to do it. And you have to be willing to accept the fact that you're going to make a mistake. But how are you going to know you're going to make a mistake if you don't put nothing out to be critiqued? But if you don't like critique, then you're never going to be able to make a mistake. Because you ain't never going to acknowledge that you have a problem or a mistake to begin with. That's how it is when it comes to the curses that we have. Our families are the first people where we witness life. First through those people. And then we grow older. And then we get to experience life from different people. And then we connect with a person. And then we expand and do with those people. You got to be willing. You got to be willing. Man. And honestly, it's like it broke me today. Like what I experienced today, man, it's like I got that feeling of like, bro, I realized like I'm still going through it. Like I know that kind of like shifted, but it's like when you're really going through something in life and everything around it just seems like it's crumbling, but you still somehow like find a way through. But then it's like you feel like you have no one to say, oh, I did this with or that with, or you just feel like everything is like, just everything's against you, as everything is just on your back. It takes everything in a million for you to get up. But then nobody acknowledged the fact that you're getting up, like, just simply because you didn't realize that you failed. And it's like, that hurt. That hurt. But now I know that it hurts. And now I know, since I've created my own, now I'm the creator. I'm going to do everything I know I can do that's in my control. And when my time comes to be in the position of being critiqued by my own, I'll be ready. I'll be ready. I don't want to fight. I don't want to tell you how you're this or you're that. I don't want to do that. I'll be ready. Because it'll help me keep figuring out all the right ways to be able to help you. You know what? That brings me to the first book of the Bible, in Genesis, with Cain and Abel. This has been really strong on me lately. Cain and Abel were the first creations of Adam and Eve. And Adam and Eve were the first creations from God. And God viewed Adam and Eve as this light, like a parent would. But then there was a mistake that was made and discipline was given. However, that discipline that was given to those two, they dealt with. And then they created their own. Then they set the bar. And then Cain and Abel. Cain and Abel changed us. That, whatever that lies behind that story between those two, that thing that took place between them changed us. Besides the fact of the thing that they went through, that experience changed us. I keep thinking about that because it said, after all that took place, Cain was just like, am I my brother's keeper? And at the time reading that, I was like, duh. Duh, of course. But I didn't really know why I was saying it, but I found out. I realized something as I kept going back. I was like, hold on. Cain tilled the soil. And Abel had the sheep. Cain's job was to help his brother so he could produce more. And then the new one would produce more. And then they would, on and on and on and on. But then something happened. He didn't know who he was. He didn't know what he was worth. Him being the first to know better, he looked past it before even acknowledging the true problem. And that's what most of us do in their family, because we think this is the first people we get to be around. I don't like the fact that it's this way. Boom. It destroyed us. Because then all this time goes on and the whole story is not there. Everything is unbalanced. Everything is unbalanced until there's another creator who creates. I say that to say, Cain went on in his life. He did what he did, regardless of the fact that he made the choice that he made. It went with him. It's not until his creators created another that then things could change outside of what went with Cain. I look at my family that way. I look at what I go through that way, because the ones before us have seemed to have forgotten they were before us. And they are the ones we are leading from. Though you are in the lead, it may appear that it's backwards. You are truly helping everything move forward. But it all takes you to apply yourself, to move through it, heal through it, accept the mistake. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. And within that, you have to give yourself the chance to be free, to be who you are. You have to allow the true you to shine through and to not be in the background underneath everybody else's expectations. I learned that. And now I can give that to my daughter. I can teach her that, and she can teach her children that, and they can teach their children that. I am breaking generational curses. And you can too. But are you ready to break through?